Hi, I'm Rachel Elder, and this is day 15 out of 30 behind the scenes with Connected Couples Counseling. So, if you've been around the last two Fridays, I've shared I have an end of the week checklist that I do that's updating, signing off on notes for our clinical intern, updating any billing information, looking at finances, moving money to savings, and then prepping for sessions the next week for clients. If there's things that I need to send out, I can pre-schedule them to go out in a timely manner. The other thing I'm going to be doing today is this is my little to-do list with post-it notes all over it. So I'm going to be cleaning this up. This happens about once a week. I write down all these things of like, okay, some of these need to happen soon. Some of these are just like ideas that I need to get to eventually, but don't have like a critical timeline. And then a lot of the post-it notes came from our monthly virtual networking meetup that I facilitate and host, and just ideas for this business or community thing that I'm building about therapist connection. I'm calling it the Therapist Connector. I have been simmering on this idea for a few weeks, and so I just have some. This is how my brain works when there's an idea. Like, I have this general and then all these little strings, right? So if you think about a Venn diagram with this and then this circle and this, like that's how my brain is constantly working when there's this idea or a vision I have. It's not always fully put together and it's kind of a work in progress and these bits and pieces. I try this out and that doesn't work, but we modify it. And so I had a lot of things that kind of came to me with just networking and connecting with people this week. And so I've just been taking notes and that way I can circle back to it. It's actually one of the tips that was shared at our therapist panel event that we did in June about everything private practice. It's something I've always implemented for myself. I have a lot of ideas for my therapy business, ideas for others, ideas for things that I have no business having an idea for, but just naturally come to me. Like the one this week is that there's got to be something for cars that turn your phone off or don't make it able for you to hold or pick up. I hate driving. I just do because the other day I was driving my daughter to physical therapy. The car in front of me was on their phone and the car behind me was on their phone. And so they did this dance of like being paused and speeding up and pausing down. Like they just weren't present. It is so unsafe. It makes me so mad because I can only control my car. I can only control myself. Getting a little bit off tangent, but the idea was like somebody take this idea and make it happen because I don't have the desire to do it. Like it's not my background, it's not my expertise, but there's got to be something already or somebody fund it to get something that's in a car that like doesn't let your cell phone look at Instagram, watch a YouTube, watch Netflix, text or respond to emails that says like you are in a car. This car is about safety. The only reason you have this phone is to use that map and to play music. You can't do anything else. Like I know there are things like that do work because like my husband's truck does that and it's like you can't do this. But I just wish there's more safety. So yeah, that's how my brain works is I just constantly have ideas constantly and I write them down. I put them in my notes app, I put them on post-it notes. And what I find is the ideas I can't shake keep coming up. There are a lot of things I've written down that I don't pursue or I like talk myself into pursuing and then I get into it and I'm like, I don't really love this. I don't really care that much or it's just not lighting me up. I like to follow what's lighting me up. And so I write down ideas. So when you are an entrepreneur, there's often this piece of that you're also a visionary of some sort or you're working with visionaries. So writing the ideas down, seeing what is really speaking to you or lighting you up or the thing that you can't stop thinking about is sometimes that opening of the door of look into this more, pursue it more, figure this out a little bit more. And sometimes you open that door and you look at it and you observe it, you analyze it, and you decide to close that door, and that's okay. Like that's the part of entrepreneurship or being a visionary. So my little pro tip, wrote a lot of things down. I will go back and look at these things and say like, "Oh, how do I feel about that?" That is connected to this piece, the next step of what I want to create. But really today I'm focusing on cleaning up this to-do list, getting through my end of the week checklist, and I'm also focusing on what are the last minute pieces that need to get done before I log off for a week to go spend time with my family. So that's day 15. I'm gonna take the weekend off. I'll be back on Monday for day 16, and then I'm gonna have to think about if I'm showing up for that week I'm on vacation, maybe little shorts here and there, but we'll see what happens because this is just a work in progress and a go with the flow. I'll see you next time.